Hello students, today we are going to start with chapter 15 of class 8, some natural phenomena. Okay, so in previous classes, we already learned that cyclones can cause a lot of damage to human life and property. We also learned that we can protect ourselves from these destructive phenomena. Okay, in this lecture, mainly we will focus on two natural phenomena. One is lightning and another is earthquake. Okay, so we shall also discuss what step we can take in minimizing destructive caused by these natural phenomena. Right. So we will start with first phenomena, which is lightning. So before studying lightning, uh, we have to know how we can charge an object. Okay. So now we will see three different methods of charging any object, right? So how we can charge object? So there are three method to charge any body, right? First method is charging by rubbing. What is charge? Charge is property, fundamental property of particles by which they exert electric force or magnetic force on other charged particle. So charge is fundamental inbuilt property of a particle. Okay. So if you charge any object by rubbing, then one will get positive charge and other body will get negatively charged. So which one will get positive charge and which one will get negative charge? It depends on their electron affinity. So different materials have different electron affinity. So in right side, I have divided here different material, arrange here different material according to their electronegativity. So here from bottom to top, electron affinity increases. So the material which is at top level, it shows more electron affinity towards the electron. So if you rub these two objects, suppose you rub rubber with copper or brass, then rubber will get negatively charged. Rubber will get negatively charged because it has more electron affinity. Similarly, you can take any other example. By rubbing these two, rubber will get negatively charged and copper or brass will get positively charged. Okay. Similarly, if you rub these two objects, suppose glass and wool, if you rub glass with wool, then wool will get negatively charged because it has more electron affinity in comparison to glass, and glass will get positively charged. Okay, so you also have to write it down in your notebook in this order. So other method of charging are conduction and induction. This is first method of charging, which is known as charging by rubbing. So in charging by conduction, you have to make contact between a charged body and uncharged body. Suppose this is a charged body having charge positive, and if you bring a conductor which is uncharged, uncharged conductor means neutral conductor in contact with this charged one, then both will get positive charge. Means positive charge of this first object, suppose A, will go to the second object B. So both will get positively charged, and further you can separate it and you will get charge on both the objects, right? So in charging by conduction, we make contact between a charged body and an uncharged body. Okay, and in this way, uncharged body also get charged. Third method of charging is charging by induction. In charging by induction, you don't have to make any contact, any physical contact between a charged body and an uncharged body, right? So without making contact, it can charge any object. So suppose here positive charge is bring near an uncharged object. So it will attract its opposite charge, that means negative. So negative charge will come this side and positive charge will come this side. Still this object B is uncharged because number of negative charge is equal to number of positive charge in this object. But object A is charged. So what you can do further is you can connect it through ground, second object. So if you connect it through ground, then this positive charge will neutralize in ground. Electron will come from ground to this side and this will neutralize this positive charge. And this B, charge B, this body B will have only negative charge on this side where uncharged, where this positively charged body is brought. Okay, and this positive charge is neutralized in ground. So further, you if you remove this object from this side and you keep only object B here, then you will find that this negative charge will be distributed over this body B. So here you can see we have charged body B without making any contact with charged body A. So this type of method of charging in which there is no need to make any contact with charge body is known as charging by induction, right? Charging by induction. So in lightning cloud, in lightning, ground gets charged or tree on ground gets charged by induction, right? So cloud is already charged and ground induces charge on its surface, and two charges, these two charges move towards each other to get neutralized. So we'll learn this in detail in lightning, right? So let's start with a device which we can use for detecting whether an object is charged or uncharged. So there is a device which can detect whether any object is charged or uncharged. That kind of device is named as electroscope. So how it works? Electroscope. It has a container which is transparent. You can see from outside, and two metal strip. This is very lightweight because if you take it heavy, then it will not repel each other with electrostatic repulsion, right? So it should be lightweight. So two lightweight leaves are put together and they are hanged with a help of this conducting wire, right? This wire, and this jar is transparent. So if you bring any charged or uncharged object near it, suppose this refill has some charge, positive charge, then this charge will transmit it from here through this conductor to these two leaves, right? So here also it will have positive charge and this will also get positive charge, and you all know that like charges repel each other. So these two positive charges will repel each other, and from outside we can see whether these two metal strips are repelling each other or not. If they repel each other, then we can conclude that yes, this refill has some charge, right? If you bring some negative charge near it, then these two leaves will also repel each other. See, if you bring some negative charge here, then this negative charge will also come to these two metal strips and they will also repel each other. So by this electroscope, you cannot check whether an object is positively charged or negatively charged. You just you just find that and this refill has some charge or not charge, right? This refill has charge or no charge. You cannot check whether it is positive or negative charge. Okay, so this is the disadvantage of electroscope, right? And if you bring some neutral object near it, the neutral object has no charge, so these two refill will not repel each other. These two strip will not repel each other. They will just stationary in vertical position under gravity. Okay, so this is electroscope, which is used to check whether an object is charged or not. Next is earthing. Next concept is earthing. So by doing earthing, we discharge a charged body, right? Suppose you have a charged body and it has some positive charge. Suppose it has some positive charge. Then if you connect it through ground, Then electrons will flow from ground to this object to make it uncharged or neutral. So what, by doing earthing, what happened? Earth make any object neutral by sending electron from earth to that object, or by accepting electron from that object. So if you connect a positive charge through earth, then electron will flow from earth to that object, and that object become neutral. But if you connect any negatively charged object with earth, then what happened? These electrons will flow. These electrons will flow towards the earth. This, and this material become uncharged. So irrespective of material, if you connect any type of material, positive or negative, through ground, then finally that object or that material is going to be an uncharged material, right? Or neutral material. So earth can neutralize a positively charged body as well as a negatively charged body, right? Now we will start understanding how lightnings occurs. So when that liquid get heat from sun, suppose sun is here and water at ground get heat from sun, and they start evaporating. So as it goes up, that water vapor goes up, it make contact with air, because air movement also occurs simultaneously during motion of these vapors, water vapors, in upward direction, right? Air move in downward direction because in afternoon, uh, ground get hit early. So when air near ground gets hit from sun, it become rare, and upper layer air are denser. So air start moving from top level to bottom level. So during air starts moving downward, and water vapor starts moving in upward direction. So during these movements, this water vapor get some charge due to rubbing. So we already learned three method of charging. So here in first step, cloud gate cloud gets charged by rubbing through air molecules present in air. Okay, so this cloud get charged. So those cloud which is negatively charged will comes to lower level of cloud. Why lower level? Because electron has also some mass. So on negatively charged particle accept electron, so it has some mass, and positively charged cloud donated some electron. So positively charged cloud has deficiency of electron, so that positively charged will appear in upper level because this is lightweight, right? And electron has some mass, so these clouds are heavier in comparison to positively charged cloud, so that negatively charged cloud will be at lower level. Okay, so next step, this cloud, negatively charged cloud, start inducing opposite charge on ground. So on ground, many trees here you can see. So in induction, opposite charge appear in induction, right? So cloud has negative charge. So on ground, it will induce positive charge on ground. So positive charge start coming nearby this cloud from this tree, or even on earth surface negatively. The cloud is negatively charged, so opposite charge will appear near the ground, near this cloud, right? And when this attraction between negative and positive become too strong, then this negatively charge starts moving towards the ground to neutralize itself, right? So negative charge start moving towards the ground, and during its motion, this electron collide with air molecules. This electron collide with air molecule, and we all know that when collision occurs between two particles, then heat, light, and sound produces. So when these electron collide with air particles, we see light, and their different paths are visible. to us. Okay, and this path known as lightning. We say it as lightning, right? So lightning is a phenomena in which charge of cloud get discharged on the ground. Is it clear? In our day-to-day life, we also observe similar phenomena of lightning as sparking. You must have seen sparking in your life. Suppose a positively charged wire, a wire has positive terminal here and other negative terminal. You can find it at your home also. In electric socket, one is positively charged and other is neutral or negatively charged battery. And if you connect it through wire and bring nearby each other, then due to attraction between opposite nature of charges, electron starts moving from negative to positive charge. And during its motion, they collide with air particle and we see sparking. So sparking is a similar phenomena of lightning. In lightning, huge amount of charge neutralizes, and in sparking, small amount of charge neutralizes. So both are similar phenomena. Okay. Here some harmful effect of lightning are given. First one is it can destroy life and property. You can make notes from this page because this is very important question for exam. You will get it in 2 or 3 marks question. So first harmful effect of lightning is it can destroy life and property. Second one is when the current of lightning bolt passes through a tree, or when lightning comes towards the tree, the sappy interior can be heated to the boiling point and the tree can explode. Right? Tree can explode. Third is it may cause fire in forest. Right? So these are few harmful effects of lightning. Now we learn about some lightning safety measures. So whenever you hear a clap of thunder, be alert to take safety measures. Okay, so outdoor safety measures, we'll learn about both outdoor and indoor safety measures. So first we will start with outdoor safety measure. So first one is look a shelter. If you are outdoor, you can look for a shelter. A house or a car or bus with window closed is good shelter, because uh, inside conductor electric field is zero, so you will not get electric shock of lightning when you are inside a car whose window is closed. The metallic body of a car or bus or train acts as a conducting path for lightning bolt. Single flash of light is known as lightning bolt. Okay, so if lightning bolt come, then it will pass over the car, it will not go inside the car. So in this way you can save yourself, make self yourself. A person inside a vehicle is safe. Second one is in a forest or park. If you are in a forest or in a park, shelter under a short tree, but do not shelter under tall tree, because tall tree will get charged, or charge will induce in uh, tall tree first before it coming to short tree. Okay, so you have to take shelter under short tree. Third point is if you are in a group of people, stay about 15 feet away from each other. Right, next is stay away from swimming pool, because water is good conductor of electricity. Fifth point is if you are in open ground and there is no safe place, squat low on the ground, place your hand on knees with your head between hand, as shown in figure. I am going to show you this figure. Okay, so here like this you have to sit down on the ground like this. Okay, so these are few safety measure in outdoor to protect yourself from light. Some indoor safety measures are also given. Let's see one by one. You will get definitely question from this part, safety measure from light. So first one is Stay away from electrical appliances like iron, fridge, cooler, TV. However, electrical light can remain on, right? Second one is do not use corded telephone, but mobile phone and cordless phone can be used. Means you can use mobile phone, but you don't have to use corded telephone or wired telephone. Okay. Third one is stay away from door window, metal pipes and electric wiring. So these are few safety measures if you are indoor to protect yourself from lightning. You would also have seen this metal conductor for protecting building from lightning, right? So how it works? Actually, in lightning conductor, a comb-like structure or pointed structure is made in conductor because from sharp end electron or charge can easily move, right? So this conductor is made here sharp sharp and then it is with the help of wire it is grounded, means this wire is grounded and here copper plate is there and it is make more conducting, copper plate is there to make it more conductor so that charge can easily come to ground. So if cloud comes near it, then before inducing charge on tree or any other point on ground, this lightning conductor will get charge. Means charge will induce in this lightning conductor before inducing on ground, right? And once it gets negatively charged, definitely it will get opposite charge. If some negatively charged cloud come here, then this conductor will get positive charge. So this opposite charge will attract each other and this charge of cloud will get neutralized through this wire to the ground. And in this way we can protect this building from lightning. Because suppose someone using some electrical appliance like iron or coded telephone, then instead of getting lightning on that telephone or coded telephone or iron or any other electrical appliance like fridge, uh, the charge will get neutralized through this wire to the ground. So in this way, we can protect buildings from lightning. So students, this chapter is completely theoretical chapter. So you will not get any numerical in this chapter. Still, you will get some theoretical question. So let's try to discuss some theoretical question of this chapter. Okay. So first question example is here. Why bathing should be avoided in swimming pool during lightning, right? So its solution is this is because water is good conductor of electricity and when lightning strike water, huge amount of charge is transferred to the water and may harm us. Okay, so that's why uh, lightning should be avoided in swimming pool. Next question is, what will you do after hearing thunderstorm? So its solution is when we hear a clap of thunder, we first take safety measure to protect ourselves from lightning, as thunderstorm is an alarm of lightning. So we have already learned safety measure for both indoor and outdoor. Okay, so these are all information about lightning. Now we will start with earthquake. So before learning earthquake, let's learn about structure of earth. So different structure, earth is divided in mainly three layers. Earth has three layers: the crust, the mantle, and the core. The outer layer of earth is named as crust, and this middle layer is named as mantle. Okay, and the central part of earth is named as core. The core is also divided in two layers: outer core of earth and this is inner core of earth. So this layers are named as core. So mainly three layers we divide Earth: the crust, mantle, and Earth. So crust, the outermost layer of Earth is called crust. The thin part of the crust are the the ocean crust, which underlies the ocean basin. Okay. Similarly, middle part, the mantle, the layer when the earth crust is mantle, which is made up of semi-molten rocks that are rich in iron and magnesium, right? And the most uh, inner part, that is core, is innermost region of the earth called core. It is divided in two parts. Which two parts? Inner core and outer core. So core is divided in two parts. Okay, the outer core is about 2,300 kilometer in thickness. Outer core thickness is 2,300 kilometer. It contains iron and nickel in molten state. Okay, the inner core is about 1,200 kilometer. Outer core 2,300 kilometer and inner core is 1,200 kilometer. Right. The temperature of center of Earth is about 4,000 degrees Celsius. Temperature in inner part of Earth is 4,000 degrees Celsius. So it's not required to remember this data. These are just for information. You just have to know that Earth is not complete one solid object, but it is divided in different layers. Here you can see that uh, the different parts of layers. These are known as tectonic plates. So these are different plates. Earth outer layer are divided in different plates. They are not a complete set. They are different parts. Like this is first part, part one. This is second part. So you also know that in different continent we also divide different land or layer of earth. So these plates, tectonic plates, are not stationary. These plates move very slowly. They come close to each other, or two plate may go away from each other. Like you can imagine this plate is going this side and this is going this side, and initial this may be connected to each other. So this kind of movement towards each other, going away from each other, or moving above one layer above other layer, this type of movement um, occurs time to time in these plates. So mainly we have to know that these tectonic plates are not stationary; they are moving with time. Okay, so these plates, motion of these plates are very slow. Students, this plate moves only 2 to 3 centimeter in 1 year, right? Their velocity is very low, so they move only few centimeter, 2 centimeter to 3 centimeter in year. Mostly when these tectonic plates move, they brush against each other without causing great damage, right? Here you can see that suppose this plate is moving this side and this plate is going in lower side. So during its motion, they brush against each other, right? So during its motions, sometimes they struck against each other, right? And their movement stop, but still they are pushing each other. This plate is pushing lower plate in leftward direction, left, and this lower plate push upper plate in leftward direction, and upper plate will push lower plate in rightward direction. So these two plates stuck and still pushing each other. So from this force they start vibrating. So you can see here how they vibrate. Yes. So now we will learn about consequences of earthquake. So these are few consequences of earthquake: building collapse, landslide, fire, loss of property, loss of lives, flash flood, tsunami, rise and subsidence of ground surface interruption in communication system, right? So here some safety measures are given during lightning, indoor and outdoor safety measures. Okay, so let's see one by one. If you are indoor, then this safety measure you have to follow. Take shelter under heavy object like table, fork, and stay there till the shaking stop. Earthquake, what is earthquake? Sudden shaking of earth, okay, is earthquake. So during its shaking you have to take shelter under heavy object. Second one is do not go to other room and stay away from tall and heavy object that may fall on you. Third point is if you are in bed, do not get up, just protect your head with a pillow. Next is if you are in cinema hall or in a mall, stay in your seat and cover your head with your arm. Avoid using lift and escalator. Shut off kitchen gas and do not light candles or switch or electric light. So these are few indoor safety measures. So some outdoor safety measures are also given. First one is keep yourself away from the buildings, tree, overhead power lines, and move to open ground. Next is if you are in a vehicle, drive slowly to open place, stay away from bridges, flyover, tunnel, etc. Do not come out of the vehicle till the earthquake stops. Okay. So here some different zone in different zone. Uh, India is divided in different zone in uh, earth different zone in which earthquake can occur. So here one, two, three, four different zones are indicated. So in zone two, so red are those zone in which probability of getting mm, earthquake is most, right? So in red zone, which area comes in red zone? So this part of India where Assam, Nagaland, these states comes, and in this part is also, and here near Delhi, here Jammu Kashmir area, these are some red zone for earthquake, right? Some orange zone is second level where lightning can also occur, second zone, and like this different zones are divided. So most safe zone is the second one, in which this state of Ahmedabad, this area of near Kolkata, Bihar state comes in this. Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, these are few states in which there is very less chance to occurrence of uh, earthquake. Okay, so India is divided in different zone, and these zones are indicated here with different colors. So last part of this chapter is this instrument which is used to detect the strength of earthquake, which is known as seismograph. Seismograph is an instrument which is used to record seismic or shock waves. It is made up of vibrating rod or pendulum which start vibrating when uh, earthquake occurs. Okay. So here one support beam is given here, and this support beam, one pendulum is hanged, right? And from this pendulum, one pen is attached, pen, and this is white paper which is rolled over a cylindrical support, right? So this is a rotating drum which rotate with the help of motor. It start rotating when earthquake comes near it. Okay, so when it start rotating, and suppose the cylinder is rotating and earthquake is shaking of earth, and earth is shaking like this in this direction. Shaking means to and fro motion. So it is going right, left, again right, left, like this. So this cylinder will also start shaking, and this pen is in always in contact with this white paper. So in this white paper, this will create a wave like this. Okay. So this uh, from this chart, we analyze this graph, and amplitude indicate destructiveness of this earthquake, right? So seismograph record, a typical seismograph record is indicating here. Seismology, what is seismology? Seismology is branch of science which deals with the study of earthquakes. So magnitude of earthquake is analyzed with the help of this graph. The most common scale used to measure magnitude of earthquake is Richter scale. This is known as Richter scale. This scale. Each number on Richter scale represent an earthquake having 10 root 10 times more destructive energy than that of next lower magnitude. For example, an earthquake of magnitude 5 is 10 root 10 times as stronger as one of magnitude 4. Is it clear? Let's see some important questions based on earthquake. Name 3 states in India where earthquakes are most likely to strike. So these 3 states are red zone. So these are Kashmir, Gujarat, Rajasthan. Next is example is, suppose you are outside of home and earthquake strike. What precaution would you take to protect yourself? So we have already learned about outdoor and indoor safety both. So here we have to write about outside. So I would take the following precaution as: keep myself away from buildings, tree overhead, power lines, and move to open ground. Second, if in a vehicle, I would drive slowly to open place, stay away from bridges, flyover, tunnel. Okay. Next question is magnitude. Magnitude of earthquake is measured on which scale? So its correct answer is Richter scale. Define term seismology. What is seismology? Seismology is branch of science which deals with study of earthquake. Let's take a quick recap of this chapter. So in this chapter, we learn till now what we cover in this lecture. So first things which we complete in this chapter is electric charge. So what is electric charge? Electric charge may be defined as physical property of substance due to which it exhibits electrical effects such as experiencing electrostatic force or magnetic force. Second one is there are two kind of charges, positive charge and negative charge. Next point, unlike charges attract each other and like charges repel each other. Fourth point is if the net movement of the charge in a body is zero as time passes, the charge is said to be static charge. And if charges are moving, that charge is known as dynamic charge or current formed by movement of charge. Fifth point is electroscope. Electroscope is an instrument used to protect used to detect whether a body is charged or not. So this electroscope cannot tell anything about whether an object is positively or negatively charged. It just tell us whether an object is charged or uncharged. Sixth point is the process of transferring of charge from a charged object to the earth is called earthing. Lightning is an electrical discharge between cloud and earth because charge start moving from cloud to earth. So lightning is electrical discharge. Lightning strike can destroy life and property. Lightning conductors protect buildings from the effect of lightning. Thunder is the sound which we hear after lightning. Now let's talk about earthquake. An earthquake is a sudden shaking or trembling of earth. Next point is earthquake is caused by volcanic eruption, movement of earth plates, anthropogenic anthropogenic factors. Next one is earthquake cannot be predicted. Earthquake cannot be predicted. Also, lightning cannot be predicted. Next one is the magnitude of earthquake is measured in Richter scale. The earthquake measuring 7 or more Richter scale can cause severe damage to life and property. And last is seismology. Seismology is branch of science which deals with study of earthquake. Okay, got it? So that's all in this chapter, students. Some natural phenomena. Okay, in next lecture we will start new chapter. Okay, so if you find any difficulty in this chapter, you join doubt counter and you can ask your doubt. And what you have to do is you have to learn one line by line NCRT, each and every line of NCRT, and also try to solve questions which is given in exercise of NCRT. Okay, so thank you.